Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. I got a new toy. A good friend of the channel helped clean out an old garage that had stood for many years. And there was a lot of old equipment that was on its way to the dump. But luckily for me, he thought of me. This is one of the things, and I have been looking forward to getting this because it's a very interesting old school piece of kit. If you know me and the channel, you will know that stuff like this really interests me. It might not be extremely usable, but I think it's very interesting. And this could be usable for sure, if I can make it work, and if it even works, I don't know. This is a on-wheel balancer. With this machine, you can balance not only the wheel, but also the rest of the moving parts behind the wheel. So the drive shaft and the brake drum and so on. You balance everything in one go. One quick thing to note is that if you do that, you will have to make sure you put the wheel on the same way each and every time you take it off. So have some kind of marking, otherwise you will undo all the work. But this machine is able to spin the wheel on the car, and with some stuff and somehow you can figure out how much weight to put where. The problem with this machine is I have no information on how to use it. It's a Danish machine made by the Danish company Sirius. I haven't seen it before, I haven't found any manuals, but I have seen a lot of machines that look like it and at least seems to be working on the same principle. What I really hope to do is to find a manual or someone, maybe a viewer, who has used these kinds of machines before and can tell me how to use them, because I'm just going to guess from now on. But firstly, I'm going to make sure that everything works. And what I have done is that I have taken off a very old connector and put on a modern day connector, because I don't even know what to plug the old connector into. But this makes it possible to power it on. I also grounded the machine because it wasn't grounded before, and that's just nice to have in case of some kind of malfunction. So let me show you the machine. The machine consists of this thingy, and then this. Let me just remove this because it's an add-on together with something else also. But you have a control panel with the name Sirius, a micro balancer from Copenhagen, Denmark. And then you got forward and backwards, so you can spin it both way. And I presume you have to do that to figure out where to put the weights, but I'm not sure. Then this button makes the machine spin. And when you push this one down, this wheel comes out like that, and you can push it against the wheel, and you can push it against the tire and make it spin, I presume. Besides this machine, there's this add-on and this one. This one I have already taken apart a little bit because there's a problem that I hope to fix in this video. Otherwise it won't be much use to me, this machine. But firstly, there is this thingy. And I presume that this is supposed to connect to the car body or the axle. This is magnetic, and this is adjustable in very many in the height and in the length. My guess is that you're supposed to attach this to maybe the brake caliper or the control arm or something like that. That's my guess. So just behind the wheel on some kind of metal on the wheel. That's my guess. It could also just be on the fender, I don't know, but I think it will be on the wheel. Then this one moves in and out, and it got a wire that goes to the big machine. So I suspect this is what feels the vibration if the balance is off. And then there's this thing that is also connected to the big machine, just not right now. This one got this gauge, which is dynamic and static on balance. And then in the end of this, there is a lamp. And let me just show you what happens if I power on the machine and put this one in. So now we have power on, and let me just show you how smooth this machine is. But also how incredibly fast it's spinning. So it's going to be a little bit scary machine to use for sure. But yeah, it's spinning. But take a look at this gauge down here. Nothing is happening right now. Like this. And then I just need the glue to dry now. I might even add a little bit more to the edges. So there we go, that worked. So I glued up that piece of glass just for now. And take a look at this. It's moving when I do like this. So that seems to work. It's picking up something, but what it does not do is at the front, because right there is a strobe light, I think it's called, which is supposed, I guess, to fire each and every time it detects a vibration. And then I guess you're supposed to aim at the wheel, and then you can get the position. That is not working. What I have done is I bought another bulb that is not exactly the same, because this is an old kind of thing, but I think I can make it work, so I will try to do that. Now I'm going to attempt to fit the bulb that I bought, but I'm not going to touch it with my fingers, because I presume it won't like the finger grease. I'm going to put on a glove. And now this is not the same, but it kind of looks like the same, so I hope it will work. But it's definitely no guarantee. There we go. What I'm going to do now is to just plug it in and see if I can make it flash. So not touching anything. I'm going to plug it in. There we go. It's not doing anything. Oh, I really hope I didn't. It really looks blown. It would be rather stupid to remove it if I have just not understood how this machine works. There's quite a big possibility. So I actually put the original bulb back in, because it's possibly not that which is the problem, or maybe both of them are blown. I have to figure out how to fix it. Maybe get another one if I'm really lucky. Yeah, I just don't know. But I'm just going to put it back together for now and test the machine on the car for fun, to see if it actually registers any vibrations or anything. Okay, so the machine is back together, but it won't work proper without that lighting, so I will have to figure out what to do about that. But as you can see now, when I move this in and out, the measurement part of it at least works just fine. There's just no flash. I could be doing something wrong. Maybe there is some kind of switch that needs to be engaged for the lighting to work, but I really doubt it. The bulb, of course, could also be blown. Now I put the old one back in, but the new one that I put in could probably have blown when I soldered it in, because of the heat or something like that. I just don't know, and I don't really know how to test them. But I'm going to try to attach this to the wheel and see if we can measure the imbalance. So let's give it a go. I'm going to keep a bit of a distance, and use my foot to operate it, just to be a little bit away from it. So I set up the thingy on a other magnet in there, because I couldn't really find any other place. And as you can see, it's reading 0. I added about 20 grams on the wheels, so because they are already balanced. I did get them balanced when I fitted those wheels or tires, so they should be in balance, but now they are not, because I added the 20 grams. So let's see when I spin it up if it reads anything. It's currently showing 0. I have calibrated it to 0. Let's spin it. Oh yeah, it's actually showing something. Not a lot though, within the green. You see that? And it falls down. So it is showing a little bit. I'm just going to let it come to a complete stop, and then I'm going to remove those weights I just put in and see what that makes of a difference. The 20 grams removed. Let's see if it shows something else. It shows less. It shows less, but it's very, 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 very little. Okay, so this machine is definitely a cool add-on to my weird kind of tools, old school kind of tools. This is not a machine you would use very often, I'm told at least, because normally you would just balance the wheel on a wheel balancer like the old one I have also, and then that would be good to go. But in cases of vibration, especially at very high speeds, above 110 kilometers or so, this machine could come in handy, because for instance I have a vibration that have a hard time getting rid of on my Lancia at high speeds. So maybe this machine could help me, but currently it's not working as intended. Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. I need a manual, or at least some knowledge about how to use this. I need to make that light work, because without that flashing light I won't be able to pinpoint where to put the weights. Another thing is it's showing very little response, as I showed you, and I just put on 20 grams and removed that. And according to this scale, it showed a difference in a couple of grams. So it's very, very little that it picks up. I think this is the part that attaches to the thingy on the inside that attaches to the wheel assembly. I think it's important to put this in the correct place. I don't know if I did that. Another thing is that the assembly up here got quite a lot of play in it. That can't be good, because that is what transfers the vibrations to the machine. The magnet also is very weak. This one could be damaged and not picking up as much as it is intended to do. There's a lot of unknowns, but I hope to get it fixed. And either way, just this machine making it possible to spin the tires is actually a pretty cool thing to have, because you can feel the vibrations in the car, so you know if something is wrong. You just don't know how to fix it without this part of it. So I just wanted to show you my newest tool. I hope there is some old school mechanics out there who can remember this machine. This one probably only was sold in Denmark, but I think it's very similar to other parts, to other brands. So if I could get in contact with someone who knows how to use them, or even better, a manual on this exact one, maybe some spare parts, that could be really cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.